this abuse of Senate floor time to confirm unqualified nominees to the federal bench was not enough, now we awoke to the news that President Biden has shamelessly decided in the final weeks of his presidency to do something he said he would not do, which is to pardon his son Hunter for corrupt business practices and criminal activities. After months of the president, his press secretary, and others in the administration telling the public that, of course, he wouldn't do this, he simply went back on his word. This is blatant corruption and an abuse of the office, and a blatant example by President Biden of him continuing to mislead and lie to the American people. Justice means nothing if it's not applied even-handedly. The notion that someone could be above the law simply because his father happens to be president is an affront to law-abiding citizens. It's a terrible example, because without any accountability for people breaking the law, getting a pass, in other words, there is no deterrent effect or no accountability that teaches our young people and others that, yes, you need to follow the law, and yes, there are consequences if you don't. It's frankly absurd and contrary to all available facts for President Biden to claim that his son was selectively and unfairly prosecuted, especially after a sweetheart deal that was almost struck in his favor, but for the timely and pointed questions of a judge that was asked to pass on a plea deal that ultimately blew up, they would have gotten away with it. And there wouldn't have been any pardon because there wouldn't have been any conviction. No, Hunter Biden was rightfully prosecuted for committing crimes and breaking the law. And it's unfair and selective for this president to single out his son for a pardon, and it sets a horrible example for future administration. So any future administration could simply point back to this and say, well, apparently it's okay for the president to do whatever the president wants to do without regard to the law or the message it sends to the nation or nations around the world. We need to restore respect for the rule of law within the Department of Justice and the FBI and confirm more qualified judges to our courts. But I must say that I'm disappointed and dismayed that Senator Schumer continues to lecture Republicans about the importance of bipartisanship, which he does on a regular basis, while he himself is engaged in a partisan show of procrastination. The people of Texas and of America, for that matter, deserve better. Madam President, I note the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will call the roll.